Hello, everyone, and welcome to League Review. I'm your host, William, and today we are doing our janky version of the WildCard podcast. We have quite a few regions. We did a little bit better than we did last week, I should say. Not last split. Last split, we actually crushed the wildcards, but we're struggling. It's a lot of new faces in a lot of regions, except Japan, who we're going to talk about today because they open up their season this week. Pretty much very few changes on every team, which was a blessing, I hope, if it goes similar. So, like, Japan was actually tied, I believe, with Vietnam and the LPL for my best regions. So, hopefully it goes similar and we're in a scenario very like last year. Other than that, these regions have turned on their heads. All these teams changed a bunch of players, and it's been brutal in the predictions so far. This week for CB LOL, we went 5-3. As you can see, we picked Furia to beat Redemption. We did call the fall of Redemption correct. Redemption, I thought I had towards the bottom of my power rankings, and they go out and beat ITZ and Kaboom, who I had near the top, but that's been a complete lie so far this split. So I was like, man, Redemption just crushing it, but no, they lost to Furia. ITZ ended up beating Kaboom, which I was incorrect about. VK, the team that I believed in like crazy in week 1, then they went down. They went down to Flamingo and to Prodigy in the first week. I predicted them to beat both of them, and I'm like, well, cool. I guess they're not as good as I thought. Then they go and beat Pain Gaming. And Pain Gaming's been probably my biggest disappointment so far. But yeah, so then that was wrong as well. But at least I'm glad to see that my gut instinct on this team with a bunch of rookies with Robo on top, like it's a work in progress. They're 2-2, but I had something there. I gave up too quickly after 1 week. But yeah, that one was wrong. I did pick Flamingo to beat Prodigy. I was correct there. I picked ITZ to beat VK, but they came back and beat him again. I'm pretty happy with that. Pain took down Redemption. Furia took down Flamingo, and which I got right. I got the Pain right as well, and I also got Prodigy taking down Kaboom as well. So that left us with 5-3. We're still only 7-9, which is much better than the 2-6 we started at. It's kind of like my solo queue where I started this year. If you combine both my accounts, I was 2-15 to start, and now I'm I believe 2 games over 500 after around 70 games or so. So we had a lot of work to do to get back up to 500, but we're there. And that's what we're gonna do with our predictions pretty much as well. But yeah, that was the CB LOL predictions from last week. Let's talk about the CB LOL power rankings for this week. I'm bringing another sticky note in because this is super professional. And if you wonder what I'm doing right here with my stretching the sticky note out and stuff, or just putting it right here, just trying to block some random ads that I keep getting that are just really weird. We've seen them all every now and then on the previous podcast, Last Split, and I'm just I can block these with a sticky note. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, we had they'll probably pop out after, and you'll be like, oh, what the hell is that? And I'll be like, I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, CB LOL, our power rankings. I still have Prodigy number 1, even though they did lose to Flamingo, so it looks kind of weird. They beat Furia though, and they beat VK, who are 2 big teams. In my opinion, those are 2 very strong teams. I even though I have VK down to 5th, they're going to move up, I promise. Flamingo beat VK and they beat Pain, and then they they beat Prodigy. You know what? We're making an audible. Flamingo, you're going 3rd. Here we go. We're going to Flamingo here. Flamingo. But this means I can't put Furia. I really wanted to put him 2nd. I think that's where it started from. Man, I'm really liking this team. But no, Prodigy gets 2nd. Which is awesome for them, for being the brand new team in the CB LOL, and one of the brand new teams. And Furia goes 3rd now. Okay, so that's the audible. Flamingo, I think I spelled that right. But Flamingo, yep. They're going to be number 1. Prodigy's number 2. Furia number 3. Pain is number 4. This is the most disappointing team I've thought so far. I thought of having BRTT on this team would just dominate everyone, and they're 2-2 and they don't look great. They just look very average so far. Vivo also 2-2. I'm about them to rise up with Robo. I think I have more faith in Vivo right now than I do with Pain. which I guess is because we will beat Pain. But and Pain to beat Redemption. Redemption is number 6, even though I really think this team's going to fall quite a bit further. INTZ is number 7, and Kaboom at 0-4 is my 8th. I had to put them down at 8th. Started the season at 2, but they have looked terrible. Absolutely terrible so far. And it makes me kind of sad. They still got Duds the boy. I like Duds. All right. Those are the power rankings, though. We've had quite a bit of movement with INTZ. I had Kaboom 2 and INTZ 3 at the start of the year. I had Pain at number 1. So my 1, 2, 3 at the start of the year are now 4, 8th, and 7th. So we had a big flip flop there. And I thought my early death of Flamingo does not exist. like completely wrong there. My bad. And Prodigy, I had a question mark on, and they have shown that question mark should be resolved so far. So that's good news for them. All right, let's go with our predictions for CBLOL. As you can tell, whoops, you saw those predictions there because it keeps rotating back. That was some other ones, but not CBLOL. CBLOL, our game number 3, or for game number 1 of week 3, Prodigy versus ITZ. ITZ has not showed any progress whatsoever, honestly. It's been quite terrible of a start. Outside of beating Kaboom, who hasn't beaten anyone yet, INTZ, it's been very disappointing considering they got most of the players back. Like, almost everyone came back from a solid, a finals, or making MSI in spring, and then a finals appearance in summer. So, not great. Kind of disappointing. But Prodigy, the opposite, where they're the fresh team coming in, they've looked very good so far. And I expect them to be able to take down ITZ this week. Flamingo should be able to take down Redemption. Like I said, I think Redemption's first 2 wins, I originally thought they were a fluke, but apparently ITZ and Kaboom were just much worse than I anticipated coming into the spring split. So, though Redemption now doesn't look nearly as strong as they did after week 1. And they're back kind of where I originally had them in 6th place. PNG, I believe, will take down Kaboom. Again, Kaboom still has yet to get a win. And if PNG cannot take down Kaboom, man, this is going to be a rough year for BRTT, which I've been so disappointed with. Like, by far the biggest disappointment for me in CBLOL so far. Biggest surprise, Prodigy. Biggest disappointment, Pain. Happiest, Furia being up there. Speaking of Furia, I think they're going to beat VK. I do believe in VK a lot with Robo on them, but I really think that I just think this team's too good. This is my favorite team. This is my team to make it out of CBLOL MSI, but later down the line. I know I have them 3rd at the moment, but this was going to be this team or Pain, in my opinion. So I'm going to have them beating VK, even though I think VK is going to strike back later in the week. Spoiler alert for like 2 minutes from now. Flamingo versus Kaboom. Kaboom, this is a brutal week for them, having to face Pain and Flamingo after already starting out 0-4. I see, unfortunately, for Kaboom fans, them going 0-6 and pretty much having their season over by the first 3 weeks of the year. I mean, we do play 11 weeks, so they still have quite a few opportunities, but they're gonna have to really work hard and probably hit about a 70% win rate for the rest of the year if they're gonna want to turn the season around. Furia versus ITZ. I have them again. ITZ is in the same boat. They're 1-3. Kaboom's 0-4, but they're 1-3. And both Kaboom and ITZ face the hardest teams of the league so far this week. They have all the top 4 teams, and unfortunately for them, I don't see either of them winning any of those games. So I'm seeing an 0-6 and 1-5 start for them, and that is going to be a hell of a hole to climb out of. You're going to see a lot of fresh faces, I think, in CBLOL playoffs. Prodigy versus Pain. As you see, PRG versus PNG. That's pretty close. I think that Prodigy is going to be the superior team, though, today. Because, like I said, this has been my most exciting. We're seeing the team I've been most impressed and shocked by versus the team I've been most disappointed by. So it would be very good for Pain, for my trust in them, if they were able to take this win here, because that would build them a lot of credit back up in my eyes. But Prodigy, they've already built that card up for me, and I see them taking this down. I mean, Pain just doesn't look like they're working well as a team at all, and that's been my biggest issue so far. I think they could probably get it together and make a contention for playoffs, especially with INTZ and Kaboom being as low as they are. In Redemption, I don't think is anything special. I think that Vivo, I think you're gonna have probably a five-team race for the 4 playoff spots in the CBLOL. So one team is going to unfortunately drop out, but at the moment it would be probably between Pain and Vivo. But it's a long season. We still got quite a few games. Prodigy could be solved and could completely fall off, and we don't know how the meta's going to change. So we can't make the predictions too far out. VK versus Redemption. I have VK moving on. Like I said, I was stunned. I thought this Redemption team was very meh. They looked like a very similar team to the meh team last year, but they lost White Lotus, and that made them even worse to me. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's odd. Like, they're gonna get like 6th, 7th place this split, and maybe even 8th. And then they went out and beat 2 teams that I thought were going to have okay years with INTZ and Kaboom. And I'm like, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this team's got something here with Patrick as the ADC now. And then they lost the last 2 games. I expect them to lose again. Back to reality for Redemption. And they're going to start 2-4. And that is going to be CBLOL there. That's not bad. Not bad. 11 minutes. Okay. But yeah, CBLOL, hopefully we get over 500 this week, because as long as we win 2 games, we should be able, or at least 6 games, I should say, we will be at least 500 for predictions on the year. Which, if I'm not over, I've never had a year where I've been under 500 in a single region before. Like, the closest I got was LMS last split because of Flash Wolves. Flash Wolves falling apart really killed me. Like, really, I never wanted to give up on Flash Wolves throughout the entire year, and it burned me all year long. And I believe that one I was only 1 game above 500 or exactly at 500. It was very close. But yeah, so we're going to make it a point to never have a region where we're under 500 in predictions. And I'm not going to lose that. I'll be very upset if I do. I'm going to have to do a lot more research. All right. Let's recap. Next, I believe, is OPL. No, the TCL is next. Okay. TCL is next. We did okay in TCL. No, we didn't. We went 3-5. OPL's one we did okay in. TCL we went 3-5. This was quite brutal as well. I'm happy about this one though, even though I was wrong. I'm kind of glad that the teams that won are the teams that I actually like. It's always tough between picking what you like and what you think is going to happen. So, and when you pick what you think is going to happen, but you don't like it, it's okay when you lose. You're not too upset. First game was Supermassive versus Royal Youth. I absolutely believed that one. Came out strong. I'm like, okay, sweet, Supermassive. I got that correct. Dark Passage coming out with the 1-0 start. I'm like, ooh, okay. This is what I mean. I like Dark Passage. Dark Passage is kind of like one of my favorite teams here in the TCL. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I like that. 1907 Fenerbahce took down 5 Ronin. This one actually made me upset because I believed in this 5 Ronin. The team, I believe, what were they last year? They were Bursapor, and I actually thought they were going to perform a lot better this week or this year than they did in at least week 1. An 0-2 start is very concerning for me. Galactica against BJK. Galactica pulled that one off. I was wrong there. And then I was wrong with 5 Ronin again. So that was 4 straight wrong. And out of only 8 games, I got the first game right and could not find a win up until Royal Youth faced Istanbul Wildcats. And I did get that one actually correct. 1907 Fenerbahce as well. I got that correct against Galactica. And my surprise was actually Team Aurora taking down Supermassive. I'm shocked because I literally thought Supermassive was going to be by far the best team in TCL this year. So I was quite surprised that they actually got taken down already this early. But yeah, that was a 3-5 start there. Let's talk about our power rankings for the TCL. We've had to move up 1907 Fenerbahce up all the way to number 1. We got Supermassive still. I still believe in them that strongly that even with a loss to Aurora, I have them at number 2. Dark Passage, all hype train is on board for this one. Beating Istanbul and 5 Ronin. We don't know too much about those teams. They are the only teams that went 0-2, so maybe it's just kind of a fluke that they're sitting up there. But I'm putting Dark Passage number 3. It's a rare moment. It's a very rare moment for them to be up that high. Royal Youth drops to number 4. They did lose Supermassive, and they did beat Istanbul, how I originally thought, but I don't know if they dropped, actually. I don't quite remember what my power ranking was for that. I should have kept it. I didn't have it kept, or didn't write it down last week. Aurora is number 5. They did take down Supermassive, but they only played one game, so I kind of see a little bit more proof just to make sure that wasn't a fluke at all. And they have another matchup against Royal Youth coming up and BJK, which should be plenty to prove it. Number 6, Galacticos. Number 7, Beskitas. Number 8, 5 Ronin, and number 9, Istanbul Wildcats. I think that pretty much Ronin and Istanbul did not look too great at all. So hopefully they can bounce back. At least I really did believe in 5 Ronin. So it could be a very similar situation to Vivo in Vivo Keyed in Brazil, and I'm maybe jumping off the bandwagon a little too quickly, and maybe I'll get burned for it like I did with Vivo Keyed. But I don't think so. That was a cool drinks picture. I always love, because I like I said, I have like almost 3,000 backgrounds of leagues. So like every league background from their background thing is just in my rotation. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like I had an Annie one the other day. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. It was just like Panda Annie or something. Oh my god, I don't want to be seen as this person. But no, sometimes you get really cool ones like Jin and then or like Tarek, like that's a great one. 5th Age Tarek, that's always a surprise when it shows up. You're like, oh, hello there. That's what my name is named after. All right, let's talk about so we talked about our power rankings. Let's talk about our predictions. Predictions for TCL this week are Royal Youth taking down Aurora. I really think Aurora that was kind of a fluke a little bit against Supermassive, but I might be completely wrong there. I really think Supermassive is going to dominate this league this year. So I'm not completely sold yet. Let's just say that they're going to be just average. I do have Supermassive beating BJK. I have Dark Passage coming in again with the Galacticos win against Galacticos. And I'm on this hype train. This is just a pure. Don't take any advice I ever give with Dark Passage in there, or some of my favorite teams from these wild card regions start performing well, because I just get full on hype train. Like Furia as well. I can't say their new name. Uppercut was so easy to say, but Furia. It's just like it complicates my tongue. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, Dark Passage, all on the hype train. Don't take some of these for betting advice. Last year though, you could have really took betting advice from me from Vietnam or Japan. We were over like 75% pick. I believe we were like 73% pick rate. Like we were crushing it. Anyway, I have Istanbul actually getting their first win against 5 Ronin. Like I told you, like no, we're making a audible here. 5 Ronin over Istanbul. I am not gonna fall into the same trap I did with Vivo Keyed. I believed in this team coming in with Chosen as a jungler, and I am going to believe in the. What the heck did I play here? Oh no, that's the next game. I was like, what, did I put 5R versus 5R or something? But no, this is the next game. Royal. I don't believe in them enough for Royal Youth to lose to them, but I do believe that they'll at least take down Istanbul Wildcats. Supermassive over 1907 Fenerbahce. Like I said, even though I have 1907 in my number 1 spot, I absolutely fully believe in the Supermassive team still. And if they have another bad, like just mediocre week, then maybe I'll concede it a little bit. Those are my OPL predictions. Oh no, they got spoiled. Oh well. BJK, or I have Aurora over BJK. I think that's okay. I do believe in them in that game. I don't believe in them over Royal. Though the Royal Youth, both of these games against BJK and Royal Youth, I think are going to be very close toss-ups in my opinion. And then Galacticos versus Istanbul. I have Galacticos taking that down. I really don't think Istanbul is going to have a good year. I think it's going to be quite a bad year for them. All right. With the TCL done, we'll go over to the OPL with our OPL predictions, which they went 4-4. They were okay. I have to admit, I freaked out because Legacy last year was like the Jenner of wildcards, like the worst wildcard team outside of like Vivicious or something. Which again, we've talked about this on a large extent. But like Legacy was very bad in the OPL last year. They were the Jenner of the OPL, not a good sign. So then when they got some new players, I'm like, okay. I mean, I recognize Babip and stuff, but then I'm watching the games and they're like this mid laner. They're like, oh, this guy's good. Like this guy's like super hype about him. And I'm like, oh, really? And then I watched him and he's pretty good. And then I saw someone else have like power rankings. I saw like 2 other people's power rankings. They had like Legacy, like, I think it was like Rusty's or something, and they had like Legacy number 1 or 2. And I'm like, oh, I put them 8th. So I missed that hype train. My apologies. That train left me at the station. Yeah, that's what you get from when you don't follow the wildcard signings as closely as people that are paid to do that in the professional league. Their off season are a little more like clouded to me than maybe like the major region, like NA and EU and LCK and LPL. Their wildcards or their free agencies took a little bit more of my time. I will fully admit that. And I don't think you can blame me too much. But yeah, that's partially why first week coming out spring, you see all that kind of stuff. Like spring or the off season of League is like a lot of vamp up. And there was a lot of vamping or revamping for almost all of the OPL. But the first game of the week was Legacy versus Avant. I was wrong. But that game was close. The game was definitely close. Order versus Gravatas. I did get that one correct. Chieftains. They beat out Pentanet.gg. I was glad to see other people were as hyped about that team as I was. I just really like BioPanther, personally. like that's pretty much one of the main reasons why I picked them. I think BioPanther's pretty damn good. But yeah, they did not beat the Chiefs, and that kind of sucked for me. So I was like already 2-1 or 1-2. I mean, picked up Darwos against Mammoth. Mammoth is bad. This is very unfortunate for being such a dominant team, going to Worlds and almost making it out of wildcard stage, getting tied with Clutch and Unicorns of Love. Man, this team is. I mean, they're all 5 players are different. It's not the same team. It's same team logo and same team branding, but not the same team whatsoever. And they're 5 definite rookie players. Like they're very young, very inexperienced players. Darwos beat them just fine. Then Legacy beat Order, and I'm like, oh god damn it. you know, like why? But yeah, so I was wrong. On that one. I fully admit it. Gravitas did take down Mammoth like I believed they would. Pentanet did take down Direwolves, which I also believed in. And then the Chieftains beat down Avant. Man, I had the Chieftains going 0-2. What a mistake. But they win. So I went 4-4. Much more recoverable than some of the other regions. Like the 2-6 start in Brazil and the 3-5 in Turkey. 4-4 is okay. I'm glad. I'll take that, you know? You take stuff eventually. You see some beatdowns enough. You take 500 at this point. I know our meme is usually to get at least above 66% in every region, but spring split in wildcards is going to be pretty hard. It's going to take a few weeks to fully adjust to see how these teams actually are performing. And to be fair, it's not just wildcards. That is definitely other major regions as well. Like I had CLG 7th, but like most people had them really high, and now they look like one of the worst teams, if not the worst Western team in all of like EU and NA. Like there are certain things just don't work out. All right. Let's go to our power rankings for the OPL. We have the Chiefs as number 1. I completely screwed them up. like saying they go 0-2. I didn't believe it that they lost a few players, but they're fine now. I'm totally back on board. Legacy, I've skyrocketed up from 8th to 2nd, mostly because other people had them up here, and I just kind of missed the boat. Plus the mid laner, who I cannot pronounce his name, so I will not say it. That's his name right there. Emenesis? No, it was Emenis. Emenescence. Emenis. That, I was like, it was very similar to Evanescence. I can remember that. So it was Emenis. And this guy was like, this guy's legit. This guy is quite legit. Next we had Direwolves at number 3. Pentanet.gg. What am I doing? That was supposed to be Pentanet. That's a mistake. Pentanet.gg is number 3. Direwolves was supposed to be number 4. Avant is number 5. Order number 6. Gravatas number 7. I do think Avant, even though they're 0-2, I put them all the way up still at number 5 because they did lose to Chieftains and Legacy, which is the top 2 teams right now. So I really think Avant is going to bounce back. I do like Avant very much. Also, Gun Grab, man. Love that name. Love the name Gun Grab. I was actually watching that with Brian. I'm like, yeah, this is a great name. This guy, he should be a one-trick Urgot, though. Just saying. 7 is Gravatas, 8th is Mammoth. So, with that, let's go to our predictions that you already saw earlier, because I had them up for a while there. Game number 1, very easy. Legacy over Mammoth. Mammoth is the Legacy of last split. Let's just say that. Pretty much pick against them every single week, and you're assured like 9 out of 10 wins for sure. They're a safety pick. Direwolves versus Gravatas. I think Direwolves should be able to handle that just fine. Gravatas, I am not too sold on after their performance against Order, and then beating Mammoth was fine, but again, beating Mammoth is not that much of an accomplishment. Pentakill or Pentanet.gg, I believe they will take down Gravatas as well. No, Avant. I think they'll take down Avant. And that's mostly because, even though I said just praised Avant, I think that they have a very tough, like they have the 3 teams in my power rankings at 1, 2, 3 are their very first 3 games. So I think they'll bounce back after this. I don't think they're as good as those 3 teams, but I think they'll bounce back after this. Chiefs should take on Order just fine. Pentanet.gg should take down Gravatas. Avant should take down Order, I believe. Like that one's a little bit close. That's the real test because I believe Order is like a 4th or 5th. I think I had them 5th in my rankings, right? I have 6. I have Avant slightly ahead of them, but if Avant does not take them down, then Order is definitely like they get that 4th, 5th place. Around there, but I believe like Order, Avant, and Direwolves are all around the same middle tier at the moment, and Legacy and Chiefs are on the top tier, while having Gravatas and Mammoth on the bottom tier. Direwolves over Legacy, that is a bold prediction by me, by the way. I just want to say that I think I'm gonna stick with it. No. Yeah, let's just go bold, you know? Screw it. Let's go bold. Absolutely. Like, I need to have a few more bold predictions. That's where I missed out last split. Like, I always miss those bold upsets every now and then. The only way this backfires is you predict the wrong bold upset, then you lose that one and the bold upset that happens that week as well. But yeah, let's go Direwolves. I believe in this team. I do like Direwolves. I have them up there as well with Pentanet and Order and Avant. They're just 1 tier lower than Legacy. I think they'll take them down, but that is mostly going to be due to Chippies, though. I love this man. Chippies is a very fun top laner to watch. Chiefs versus Mammoth. Chiefs all the way. That one, no. Mammoth has to go. Not only is Mammoth just bad and like already 0-2, then they have to go against Legacy and Chiefs. Like that sucks, man. That really sucks. All right. Let's move on over to Vietnam. Do we have it here? Nope. Let's scroll up. We can go over to Vietnam. Spring promotion? Nope. Spring season? Yes. Okay, let's see. Week 1 like that. And All right, so week 1 of Vietnam, we are back on pace for having another fantastic year. We're not at quite like 75%, but 66% is okay. At least I'm back at 66%. You know, it's desperate when I'm asking for 66%, and Idol isn't here. At least, thank God, to make fun of me for that. But yeah, we went 4-2. Not too bad. We got the first game wrong, Flash over Evos. I did not expect the Evos to perform as well as they did against Flash. It was 2-1. It was close, but man, I'm impressed by you. I was very impressed by Evos. Gam over Cerberus. That's easy 2-0. VJA upset over Dashing Buffalo. Very impressed by that. Very Dashing Buffalo is kind of shaky again. I'm without Zeros, and Zeros has not signed anywhere. I do not believe. Low-key 2-0 over FTV. That one we expected. Dashing Buffalo 2-0 over Low-key. We also expected that. And Flash. Oh, I have Low-key here, but I picked Dashing Buffalo. I swear. I swear. Flash was over FTV here, and then that was a 2-0 as well. So pretty much we have Dashing Buffalo over, or Flash was over FTV, and Dashing Buffalo over Loki. So we went 4-2. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Oh, well, I'm like, what do I do next? So I'm like, where are my matches? But no, we're not doing the matches trees. Let's go to power rankings. Now I'm like, it's in my head. I'm like, did I pick Dashing Buffalo? I'm going to go back and listen to the podcast next week, or last week's podcast, to make sure I picked Dashing Buffalo over Loki. I feel like I would have. I love Big Kuro and everything. That seems like I would absolutely believe in Dashing Buffalo over Loki coming in. But maybe I made a bolder prediction than I thought. I think I did it though. I'll double check. And then re-edit. Maybe I only went 3-3 this week. All right. VCS, we had Gam as number 1 in our power rankings. We've moved Evos all the way up to number 2. We kept Dashing Buffalo at number 3. We have V Gaming at number 4. Flash at number 5. Loki at number 6. Cerberus at number 7. And FTV at number 8. What is Idol came in? It's like, what is this crap? This is me not having the spreadsheet ready for wildcards this week and putting it on sticky notes instead real quick. Yeah, the spreadsheet wasn't set at all for wildcards in spring because I didn't set the spreadsheet for anyone, to be honest. So wildcards for their skill level, get a sticky note. How you doing, Idol? You missed it just I don't even know, 3-4 minutes ago, where I was praising myself for 66% pick rate because the rest of my picks have absolutely sucked in wildcards. Wildcards have been very tough. 66% again, dude. This is 66% of that was good. That was my best. Most of them are under 50%. Wildcard's been rough this split. But yeah, those are my VCS power rankings. VCS predictions are VJA. I do have winning against Cerberus. Cerberus is still not that great of a team. Barely made it back to region, or back to this region instead of going back to the Challenger series. Gam over Evos. I think this is absolutely game of the week to watch. This one should be very exciting. I think this will be a 2-1 for Gam. Low versus Cerberus, Low-key versus Cerberus, again, Cerberus is quite bad. I do have Evos beating VGA. Even though VGA came up with the upset against Dashing Buffalo, this is going to be a tough matchup for them, even though they're going to probably be coming in 2-0. So V Gaming is going to have a good shot here to have a lot of hype, but I think that Evo should be able to handle it just fine. My only concern, this is kind of a trap game, and I'm sticking with Evos instead of yesterday where I switched over to Mad Lions over Rogue in the trap game. My gut is telling me trap here, but because Evos is going to be really focused on Gam, and then the next day they have to play VJA, and VJA is not going to have to put too much focus into Cerberus, I don't believe. So that scares me a little bit, but I'm going to still say 2-1 Evos. Gam over Flash, Team Flash. I think again, Gam is the team to beat in Vietnam. Again, they have risen from the ashes and with Levi, and they are all good. Dashing Buffalo over FTV. I don't know what I want to call them VTF, and I don't know why. It's FTV. I'm not dyslexic, I swear. But apparently, when you listen to me read, sometimes it sounds like it. But I'm not. I swear. I'm just dumb. I'm just a dumb person. Dashing Buffalo versus FTV. Dashing Buffalo all the way on the back of Big Kuro. Love that guy. All right. Now, let's talk about my favorite wildcard region of, this is not what I wanted. I want LJL spring season. My favorite wildcard region, though, the LJL. One of the coolest symbols. I just like it. It's just a cool logo. 2, another 66% moment. You think so? It could be. I could only get 4 right, but I am so excited for Japan because look at this. Like we're gonna do a little bit more of a deep dive into Japan than the other regions because they haven't started yet. But look at these teams. If I can actually click these things correctly, Jesus, I suck. Holy, this is why I have bad mechanics. I can't aim. Pretty much. Axis did change a lot, so it's really not a good example for me here. But Burning Core, all of these people remain with the team. Crest renames, they just have a player renamed, joins, moves starting roster, all of these players' contracts extended. Detonation Focus Me, and you guys know this team pretty well, I believe. EV, Steel, Saros, Udapon, and Gang's contracts all extended. Same exact team. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks Gaming, that's the longest name in the world for a team. Brand new team. So they just got a bunch. Basically announced team. So they're replacing Unsold Stuff. Unsold Stuff is gone, and they were my favorite. That was my most randomest team name that I just loved. And I loved Unsold Stuff. Rascal Jester, though, boom, 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 rejoins. Sengoku actually did have quite a few replacements here. You had, as you see, you had NT join, Appaman join, Taka, OD, and Rainia leave. I'm butchering your names. I apologize to all of you. And then look at, boom, all these contracts set. You got the point, though. Earlier on, 99% of this league pretty much kept 4 to 5 of every single one of their players. So it's probably, in my opinion, the beta has changed a bit. It is much slower. So we will have to see how teams adapt in this region compared to the others. But on a talent level wise, there is a big... Yeah, see, that's the stuff I'm blocking. There's just a random guy beating up another guy with a plunger. Like, I saw those ads and I'm like, what the heck is going on there? But yeah, LJL. Look, our power rankings for preseason and for week 1 is DFM, Detonation Focus Me, our favorite team in the world. Me and Brian's, we live or die by this team when it comes to Worlds and MSI. They're still number 1 here. They've kept their whole team. I don't see them falling off anytime soon. Number 2, I actually have Burning Core because Burning Core got 4th last year, but I really thought they were close enough. They kind of just choked at the end. You know, they just kind of blew it at the very end and missed playoffs because V3 actually were playing really well. So I'm putting Burning Core number 2. I thought they played really well in most of their games last split. So I think that they are going to be able to make the step up to the finals this year. Or spring finals, I should say. Not going to beat DFM, but they're going to get there. I have Crest number 3. They were the team last year at number 2. And V3, who actually beat Crest in the playoffs last year to make the finals against DFM, is going to be number 4. We have Sengoku at number 5. They actually did change up a few of their players, which I think they were around number 5 last year, but I don't see these other teams being too... The fact that Rascal and Axis really didn't change too much. Axis changed a little bit more. The fact that Rascal didn't change much really scares me because, like... they were bad. I feel like you need to make a lot more changes than what they actually did. And then SoftBank Hawks Fiocchio, whatever it's called, gaming, the longest name. I like them. I like them because they just have the most bland logo in esports. It's just their name. Just the entire name. There's no animal. There's no random narwhal. There's no random like jester here. You got a samurai. You got like a cool looking logo. Some swirlies here. Like just even your initials is better than just having your name in black font on a white background. It's a little bent. I respect the laziness. Oh man, I respect it. It's another very, very lazy person. I like it. I like it a lot. We're gonna go. It's like, man, this logo takes less than 3 minutes to make. You get a font, you capitalize it properly, you bend them, you put it centered, and you're good to go. It's the best. It's literally you can almost probably make this logo in Word. Like Microsoft Word can make this logo. Alright, enough making fun of the new team. Let's make our predictions here. Where did I put my predictions? I guess I didn't put them, so we're doing them live, even though I just did them 20 minutes ago or before whenever we went live. DFM gonna start out strong over Victory, or not Victory 5, V3. V3 will come right back though and be able to crush Axis, no problem. Burning Core is going to take down Axis as well, no biggie. DFM versus Burning Core is going to be a very exciting first game, though I gotta give it to DFM in my opinion. Though I would not be surprised if Burning Core actually takes a win there. Crest Gaming should be able to take down our Microsoft Word team. Same with Sengoku. I think that Sengoku will also be able to take them down just fine. I don't know too much about that team, so I don't really believe in them in week 1. Rookie teams, I'm so 50-50 on. Either I don't believe in you at all, or I believe in you way too much. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's Sino Dragon, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they go 0-2, and then they just suck for the whole year. So it's literally just like a gut thing for me with rookie teams. That's all I can explain it as. Sengoku should be able to take down Rascal Jesters as well. That's a good start for Sengoku. They actually made some changes, so I'm excited to see how those changes improve them, or if they were been bad, they were not improvements, and they lose both these games against teams that they should win. Then there's problems already, because there's only 7 weeks here, so they don't have as much time as say like the CB LOL. No, I'm not picking Rascal Jesters. What am I saying? But not as much time as the CB LOL. It was like 11 weeks. Crest Gaming should take down Rascal Jesters just fine. Rascal Jesters are going to start 0-2 and Axis 0-2 as well. Again, I think those are the bottom 2 teams here. I'm really excited to see Detonation Focus Me, Crest Gaming, and Burning Core. Those are my 3 big ones that I want, and V3 to a smaller extent. But these are my 3 really big ones that I think are going to contend for the playoffs. And remember, it's only 3 playoff spots unless they changed it from last split. Top 6 teams. Okay. Is it just different? Yep, it's just different all around. Japan used to only do 3 teams make playoffs. So what they would do is the second and third place team would make it, and if you got first in the season, you just went straight to the finals. And the second and third place would be the only other teams to make it, and then they would face each other in a best of 5. And the next day, it was literally, I believe, the next day you face the other team in a best of 5, and good luck. So it was a huge advantage to first place. But yeah, they've changed that apparently, because I saw a lot of green here. So now they actually have 6 teams. So it's very hard to miss playoffs, but I believe that Axis and Rascal Jester will find a way to miss playoffs. Maybe I'll be proven wrong though. You never know. I'm not always right. I'm only right about 66% of the time. Is that right at all? Even though Japan was almost 75%. Let me remind you. But yeah, Japan, I believe, is the only other region starting. I hope so, because that's the only one I have notes for. We will check quickly here at the end before we wrap up the LLA, the PCS, and Where is Russia? The LCL. Those are the only 3 leagues we have left. The LLA opens up on the 15th, which is next Saturday, so we have plenty of time. We have another podcast there. The LLA, I'm actually really excited for. We have All Nights again. Isurus with the new logo. Look at that. We got this new owl team, Azulas. Who are they replacing? Pixel, Rainbow 7 with the new logo, Fury Skin. All right, these teams cleaned up their logos. I always appreciate a team cleaning up your logo. University of Chile Esports. Interesting. So it's just the Chile college team that's in Mexico? Huh? And promoted to LAA. Not to have a single title. Okay. Weird. but we're gonna go with it. So we have 2 Chile teams. I didn't know All Nights are from Chile. I have a coworker that was born in Chile, and he's very Chilean. We have 2 Argentine teams that did know Isurus was from there. I don't know what flag that is, personally. Mexico. I'm just curious. We're just going on a tangent now. Costa Rica. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I do a lot of GeoGuessr as well, by the way, because I'm a nerd and a loser. I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, Pacific League is supposed to start on the 8th. It's not going to. They're delayed until further notice from the coronavirus. And then the LCL, Russia always starts super late. Yeah, they don't start till 22nd. Okay, so we don't got any more. I was right. Unless PCS starts, and then rip. I'll have Brian check the results on the 8th or the 9th to see if the games actually went through, and then I'll make blind predictions, and that's gonna be fun. That'll be probably a one right day, but yeah, that's the only way I can see that going. I really don't think. I'm pretty sure the PCS got delayed. PCS League of Legends delayed. And the president announced that competitors have been delayed indefinitely. That's the League of Legends Pro League. Yeah, we're not going to find any info on the PCS. Like, let's be honest, it's... PCS has announced that it's postponing of its spring split. Has announced the postponing of spring in the region. The League of Legends Pacific has announced that due to the risk of coronavirus, the reason started the spring split will be postponed. Okay, I was correct. Whew. Not a good thing because it's a coronavirus, so that's a more bad thing. But I was correct myself, and that's all you need to know. But yeah, so we have 3 more regions to add in eventually, but that will be it for the WildCard podcast. We actually went almost 50 minutes today talking WildCard. That's pretty good. Because it's only brief summary on each of them. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. We will be back, not Sunday, unfortunately, because I missed the LPL so much. I want it back. It's selfish of me, for that's like one of the key things I want, like the coronavirus to be done with. But I mean, obviously, I want that's more important for sure, people's health and everything. But from a personal standpoint, from like my life being affected, I really want my LPL back. I miss it. It makes my work boring because I have to watch. I don't have as much league to watch. It's not the most exciting league, but yes, I really hope everyone hopefully gets healthier and the coronavirus gets solved relatively soon for not just league, for everything in the world, so we don't have like this terrible disease that's like, it is just essentially a worse flu, so it's not like this like apocalyptic disease, but it's still very bad. It's definitely not good. But yeah, it's very contagious. All right. With that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the WildCard podcast. I know we only saw you a little brief bit, Idol. Sorry you had to come in here and witness me completely screwing up the VCS. But anyway, that will be our show. We'll see you Monday for Korea, who's already had a crazy week. Mystic is the best ADC in Korea. You cannot tell me otherwise. Man, he had a fantastic performance today. Go watch Korea. That was very fun to watch today. My Damwon prediction sucked against T1. I'm very disappointed in them. We won't talk about that until Monday, where I'll scold them indefinitely. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Or Monday. Good night.